Hey everyone, DLCuts1 here, bringing you guys yet another Bog Garden update. It is currently 6 a.m., well, 6:14 a.m., June 5th, 2022, and we got a bit of a rainy day right now here in Skagit County, Washington. Our flytrap divisions have done beautifully. Bunches of color coming in, beautiful new growth. They're doing fantastic. Lots of new growth off our capensis here. I've gone ahead and potted this up. I don't know if I posted that in the last video or not. I don't quite remember. I've been pretty busy, but we've got a rotundifolia, a nice little flytrap in there, as well as some Leucophila to make a little mini bog, which is beautiful. Our Drosera seem to have taken well, and I've actually come to find out that several of these are capensis. So we've got a capensis right here, capensis right there. Yeah, quite a few capensis in there. We've got capensis over here coming in. Those seeds did beautifully over the winter. Of course, we do have some, rotundifolia and such mixed in as well. We've got quite a few different sundews starting to come out now, finally showing their true forms. Our Scarlet Bell here in the medium-sized bog is doing absolutely wonderful. Bunches of new growth coming in. You can see that nice little picture there, finally starting to get ready to open up. Our flytrap divisions in here are also doing beautifully. That small one is starting to really take off. These two are coming back in. That rhizome coming right back up to health. Doing fantastic. Hopefully these come back in. I want to see these come back in. I'm sad that the Tokayensis died off. Our Leucophila back here, still unsure about, but our Caddisbii, oh my gosh, it is taking off. Just look at this thing. I'm just sad it hasn't flowered yet. It's the only thing I'm waiting for is flowers. I wish it flowered this year, but it just doesn't seem to have, and I really got to go through and divide it come next year. Unfortunately, it's starting to grow so big, I'm kind of worried about our Banata here now. I mean, look at this. These pitchers are finally starting to fall over from their size. That is one thing this hybrid tends to do. It just throws up these massive pitchers, and then they fall over like that, kind of like Purpurea style. It's just absolutely insane. I love it. It is a very nice, unique, beautiful hybrid. I mean, just look at those colors. Reds, greens, yellows, oranges. It is beautiful. Again, Banata doing absolutely fantastic. Obviously catching some of the drops of the rain right now. A lot of dew on there. A lot of dew. Same thing with our Filiformis Florida here. This is the red variant. And then we've got our Filiformis Tracii with that flower stalk. Oh, I just can't wait for that thing to bloom. I'm so excited for the seeds. I can't wait to see this thing spread. It is not a Tracii. It is not a pure Tracii. This is a Filiformis variant Tracii, so this will have the self-pollinating flowers on it. Our Butterfly Valley, oh my gosh, so dewy. There is a lot of raindrops caught in there, but just so much dew. I did find out that there is 5 different plants in here, so eventually I'm going to go through and pull those out. I'm eventually going to have to redo this entire thing and just kind of redo the soil and obviously repot all these plants and reposition them. Our flytraps doing absolutely amazing. I mean, just look how bright and vivid they are color-wise. These things are doing absolutely fantastic. We got a couple of them blooming right now. A couple of these smaller ones are finally starting to throw off their stalks, but I am going to go ahead and cut those off, these smaller ones here. I don't want to risk them draining too much energy, honestly, especially considering the fact that I just had to do some of those as divisions as well. Purpurea here, as you can see, finally just opened up a nice new little trap here. Still got new growth coming up, and then look at those cranberries. Look at those cranberries coming in. Ah, yes, I cannot wait till those things really start producing berries. Oh, so sweet, just the right amount of tart, delicious. Swaniana here. As you can see, it's starting to get those vibrant oranges coming in. Absolutely stunning. Can't wait to see those red and whites really start to fill. Same thing here with our other scarlet bell. As you can see, lots of new little growth coming in there as well on that one. And our flava, ooh-wee, impressive little pictures starting to really come off that. I really just can't wait for this thing to get a bit bigger. I am super excited for when this one flowers. This is gonna be, I'm just the pictures in general. I really can't wait for those to flower. But anyways, that's it for the outside bogs. Let's go ahead and move indoors now that the rain's really starting to pour. Woo-wee. Let's go ahead and check out the inside portion of this. We've got our Alba capensis here in a little hydroponic planter with a T5 full spectrum LED grow light. I've got it nested just about an inch and a half up from the plant, but it is an LED, so it does need to be a bit closer here. But this thing has been doing absolutely wonderful in this little hydroponic planter. This is available off Amazon for less than 20 bucks. It does have a timer. It is rechargeable via USB-C, and apparently you can use it while it's charging. It's also got dimming capabilities, as well as the ability to just go for the standard white, reds and blues, or full spectrum. You also have the timer, like I said, 3, 6, 9-hour mode. Honestly, for 20 bucks, this thing's not a bad little hydroponic aeroponic planter. I mean, this capensis is thriving in it, loving it. Fly traps would do beautifully in here. I'm sure other smaller sundews, some rosetted sundews like the rotundifolia would do amazing in here. Certain temperates or subtropicals. Definitely would not recommend tropicals such as nepenthes or anything in aeroponics or hydroponics, just because of the fact that they don't like wet feet. Speaking of nepenthes, our ventrata. Look how straight and beautiful that stalk is. I mean, I'm glad I got this plant. It was in bad condition when I got it at the nursery. I've gone through, replanted it. I've been upkeeping with the leaves. The pitchers here are still struggling, unfortunately. As you can see, this one is just dropping right off the bat. I mean, it's had a little bit of struggle. Some of these pitchers, though, that it's starting to put out are doing fine. This one's fine. We got this one still doing okay. This one's doing relatively okay down here. You know, some of these leaves were starting to go. Unfortunately, I got to go through and clip. But as you can see, they're still nice. They're still glossy. Still got beautiful, luscious growth coming off. I mean, they're still nice and springy. Water is not an issue. I mean, this thing, I maybe have to water this one once a week right now, roughly. The humidifier, I usually keep this thing at about 70% through the day. I do have a fan running just to help prevent stagnation. But I keep the humidifier at max, the fan, use the slider. This is a north face, unfortunately. And then I do have a LED light set to white. This is a RGB LED, so I can get a little bit of mixed lighting in there to help whenever. For now, at least until I get a stand with some proper T5 HO lights. Our newer ventrata here doing, you know, wonderful as well. I have not had this one long enough to see how it's gonna acclimate, you know, to the current environment. It seems to be doing relatively okay. The growth point here seems to be doing relatively fine. I haven't noticed too bad of a change on it. I mean, it is starting to drop some of these older pictures. This newer picture, this one was unopened when I got it. It's currently opened. It's doing great. I've given it some Osmocote pellets in all the pictures since, you know, it didn't really have much going on. You'd see the leaves are still nice and shiny. No, that is not wet, or I should say, yeah, definitely not from moisture from humidity or anything on there. This one, I'm not sure what kind of mix this one is in. I want to say it's potentially long fiber, perlite, maybe some pumice and charcoal. I haven't really dug into that to find out. Our Gymnophora talacmau here, also doing absolutely amazing. It's had a nice impressive leaf jump since I first got it. This was the originally tendril, and it was nice and short. It was just the little crown here. The wasn't doing too good, but as you can see, that newer leaf has had an impressive jump. It's got a pitcher growing. It's kind of starting to reach over here to the ventricosa, which has yet another new pitcher coming in, as you can see right there, doing absolutely beautifully. It's starting to become bushy, nice dark green, doing wonderful. I am loving that ventricosa. Our Bloody Mary here, doing relatively okay. I've had to unfortunately cut off a lot of the pitchers, but as you can see, there is one forming right here. So it's not doing too bad. Its green color is starting to come back in. I have a feeling this was grown under LED lights, hence all the red on it. Same here with the Rebecca Sapor. As you can currently see, the green is starting to come back. I am going to have to go through and chop these pitchers as well. I've chopped a lot of them, but some of these are finally starting to get to a point where they're going to need to be chopped. You can actually see this one is still doing relatively okay. You can actually see the fluid line through it thanks to the lights over there from the Alba hydroponic planter, but not doing too bad. And then recently, as you guys have probably already noticed, I got into pings. We've got a Pirouette, Agnata cross Emerginata, and then a Tina. And honestly, these have been doing relatively okay within these same conditions. This, the Pirouette was honestly struggling at first. The planter, the little pot, nursery pot it came in was just, this sphagnum was just overgrown. It was starting to choke it out, and so I took it out and put it in this succulent planter here, and honestly, within 2 days of putting it in here, as you can see, the green color is starting to come back. It's starting to throw up some leaves. Not looking as bad as it was before. So same thing with the Emerginata Agnata cross here. You can see those leaves were starting to kind of yellow up and look like they were starting to die back. It was starting to get a little choked out from moss as well. The Tina here was doing amazing. It didn't have much moss on it, and honestly, ever since I've put it next to the nepenthes, this thing has just jumped in size in a week. It has grown so impressively, and I think these are still some of the succulent leaves on it, which is nice because I think I could do a couple leaf pullings, although it does have 2 tiny little plantlets down there, so I'm gonna have to rake those out here soon and just kind of maybe put one here and like one here or something, just kind of spread them out a bit. But honestly, they're doing wonderfully, they're doing fantastic, and I am excited. So anyways, that has been the latest update. It was a long update, and I do apologize for that, but anyways, stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned for more Bog Garden updates. Catch you in the next one. Peace.